Kathleen.
And Lyndsay with American College Strategies. Today we're exploring the University of San Francisco, which is located in the heart of the city.
So before we talk about the tour and what we saw while we were on the tour, I would like to talk to you about some of the key data that is important for you to know when you're considering not only the University of San Francisco, but any college. So here's USF's data. There are about 6,800 undergraduate students. So that is what I call the sweet spot school. It's not too small and it's not too big. It's just right. Another thing, they accept about 77% of their students. For most students, that makes USF a safety school. It is one of those schools you can put in your pocket and know you're going to get into. Additionally, when you look at their SAT and ACT scores, one of the key elements is that they superscore both the SAT and the ACT. And that's really, really important. So Lyndsay, what were some of the highlights that you saw on the tour?
It was not just on the tour, but it's also with the students I spoke with while visiting here on campus. One of the things I really appreciated is that this school has a sense of purpose that is permeated throughout all the classes. So there's this sense of, for example, you might have heard of the Gandhi quote of "be the change you wish to see in the world." Well, USF has that change the world from here. And how does that look in your classes? That actually means that every class you take has this theme threaded throughout. We met a student who thought they wanted to study oceanography. Then they got depressed in their classes thinking, well, what can I do about this? And then he ended up majoring, or maybe perhaps it was a minor, in international relations. So he decided he could make more of a difference from the ocean from a policy perspective, and actually found that that was something that inspired him. One of the things I love about USF is this university made it possible for him to actually switch majors because his interest was piqued. He decided, I'm going to switch gears and go over and study this area. So this university has a strong sense of those common classes of what you're going to be studying. And if your interest gets piqued in different areas, you can actually switch majors and pursue different interests in a way that it actually doesn't backtrack you. It's not adding time to your graduation. It's just really more additive in terms of your experience, not the length of time you're going to study. What else did you see on the tour that really stood out for you after visiting hundreds of campuses across the U.S.?
Yeah, almost 200 campuses through the United States. And I think one of the things that I heard on campus is that not only can you switch majors, but you can double major. And not only can you double major, but every major you can take as a minor instead. And you can kind of pick that up quite quickly. A minor doesn't take a lot of credits, and so any major you have here can be a minor. And that's especially interesting, I thought, for nursing students here, because often when you get into the nursing program, you're so immersed into the sciences that you don't have a chance, to explore anything else. And what I liked as a nursing student can explore history because they're a passion for it, or speech because they love doing public speaking, and that was really important.
I recall one of the things that one of our guides was saying is that some nursing students elect to minor in a language, which of course makes your job prospects that much better. Yeah. Which brings me to something else I noticed, the internships that are available here. That your average student at USF will have 2 to 3 internships by the time you graduate. And students, prospective students from across the country might not know this. There's not many universities, really not, maybe one other university, it's just two. Two total in the city of San Francisco. So your opportunities for internships here are really, really better than a lot of other schools because the companies are here. I'm sure you've heard of San Francisco and the surrounding areas having lots of really high profile companies, high startup scene. here at USF, you can actually intern and have more job prospects leaving college because you're actually getting experience in those companies while you're in school. Companies like LinkedIn, Apple, Tesla,
Google.
exactly.
All of them are either close by or in the city. And one of the things that I asked about internships is about pay. Are the students paid, or is this internship free labor? In the state of California, if a student is working with a for-profit company, the student must be either paid or compensated in some way. So for some students, they are paid money, and others, they may take a class and it's paid by the company they're working for. And I think that's a win-win. I'm always a little upset when I hear students working, and while you're getting great experience, you're not getting paid for a lot of work you're doing for companies. But in California, you're getting paid in some way, and that's a plus for students here at USF.
So thank you, California, for that.
Thank you, California, for that.
Looking out for you.
Another thing that struck me, Lyndsay, on the campus is I thought the friendliness of students. If you noticed, they were watching us just filming, and students were kind of waving at us. And that, I don't get that at all campuses. I have gotten it at quite a few, but not all of them. And the students that we met, you know, we have a habit of just walking up to students and asking them questions, and sometimes they can be reticent about speaking with us. They've been really open, and we've met students from China, Los Angeles, back east, and they're very open about why they chose USF. And the other thing is, every single one of them absolutely is loving their time here, and I think that speaks to how USF has embraced students, because there's nothing better than coming to a campus and feeling that you really want to stay here and they want you to be here, and that's wonderful.
And not only that you want to stay just at USF, but eventually you might want to stay in the Bay Area. They had a high percentage of alumni that stays in the Bay Area. Now, what does that mean for you as a prospective student? You have a lot of alumni to connect you when you want a job after school. In fact, there's alumni looking to volunteer their time that are looking for students as mentees so they can bring them into the organization, that they can share their wealth of knowledge and experience. Speaking of the students we've bumped into, so diverse. In fact, this is one of the most diverse campuses in the entire United States, which fits the profile of San Francisco as a city. This is a diverse city. This is a city of pretty upbeat people. You mentioned how friendly everyone is. That matches the culture of San Francisco. It's a very friendly, open. You hear about the West Coast. They also call it the Blessed Coast. Another nickname for the San Francisco Bay Area is the San Francisco Yay Area, which means it really speaks to the positive, upbeat attitude that you're going to find here at USF.
When I was looking at USF, one of the things that I was concerned about, and I'm a parent, and I'm always asking, what do they do living on campus? And are they guaranteed housing? Because you know, the housing market in San Francisco, we've all heard of how hard it is to get apartments and rent apartments. So what I found out is freshmen are guaranteed housing. After that, about 30% of the sophomores, juniors, and seniors do have housing on campus, and it's a lottery system. But there's a housing office, and the students work through them to get housing all over the city. And if students want to get around the city, their ID from USF gets them free transportation on the buses and on the metro. So you don't have to pay for transportation. Nobody here brings cars because there's no parking in San Francisco. You don't want to hassle with a car. So leave your car at home, get your student ID, and you can run around San Francisco all you want for free.
Which really speaks to the support systems that are here on campus. The fact that they have a housing office and an off-campus housing coordinator, should you be looking for off-campus housing. The other thing that I was made aware of, that they have a couple different advisors. You have an advisor that's within your major, so you'll have a person that's within your major and you have an advisor that is there in case you change majors to make sure you're getting all your courses, all your requirements met, no matter what your major is, that's along with your class. And additionally, for those first-generation students, there's specific support systems for first-generation students. If that is the category that you're in, 31% of students at USF are first-generation, and they have the support systems to make sure that you have all your needs met while studying at this fine institution.
On our tour, when we were walking around, one of the students that was on the tour with us is a senior who has applied to nursing. And nursing is a big component, nursing or health professions here. And one of the questions I wanted to know, is nursing a direct admit program? And for those of you interested in nursing, I don't know if you know, but it's hard to get into nursing programs. They're very competitive. And I always encourage my students to look for schools that have direct admit. And so here, this is a direct admit program. When you apply, say nursing if that's what you want, and you are in it from the beginning. If you think nursing, still say nursing, because it's very difficult to go into nursing after you've started school, here or anywhere. So I would encourage you, if you have an inkling it may be what you want, definitely put nursing as your major. It's easy to be in nursing and come out of nursing. It's almost impossible, no matter where you are in the United States, to go from undeclared into nursing.
As with those other schools, USF as well, if you start out in nursing, you might find you love it. You might find it's not for you, and that's okay if you want to switch. But again, you can always switch out of it and choose something else. Can't really switch into it unless you're admitted to that program.
So we're wrapping up our time here at the University of San Francisco, and I wanted to let you know that American College Strategies is here for you. We like nothing else but to take the stress out of the college search and application process,
making it streamlined, efficient, easy, and stress-free for you.
So call us at American College Strategies. We look forward to hearing from you.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.